From the iconic Rock vs. Stone Cold moment in WrestleMania 17 to playing his inspiration's theme song as he walked out of a victorious fight, here's all about the WWE moment that inspired Israel Adesanya. Did you know that Adesanya has been inspired by The Rock ever since he was a young kid? That's right, he used to watch The Rock on TV and just smile at his jokes, his trash talk, and all his electrifying moves. He even broke his arm trying to do a moonsault off the couch. That's how much of an impact Dwayne Johnson had on him.
And here we go, match underway. Rock with a rock bottom.
And now, even as a UFC champion, the 33-year-old fighter still gets starstruck whenever he talks to the former wrestler. He says that there's still that little kid in him that's like, oh, I'm cool with The Rock. Can you imagine how young Izzy would be tripping out if you told him he'd be friends with Dwayne Johnson someday? So as Adesanya got ready for what was the biggest fight of his career, he drew energy from his friend The Rock. That's what you call some serious inspiration. And yeah, the match was insane. Adesanya pulled off an epic knockdown win to reclaim the middleweight crown and avenge his only UFC defeat at middleweight.
Boom! And catches a boom again. Right hand. And then hammer fist.
Dude wanted a rematch after Pereira stripped him of the 185-pound championship belt in November 2022. And man, did he come back with a vengeance. He dropped Pereira with not one, but two right hands in the second round. And then he raised his fist in defeat as he took back his middleweight championship belt. But what really inspired fans was what he said after the fight. Adesanya said that he hopes everyone behind the screen or in the arena can feel this level of happiness. That's so true. He went for it and achieved his goal, becoming one of the greatest fighters in the sport's history. And it wasn't an easy fight. Pereira targeted Adesanya's lead leg with brutal kicks, and both men landed head kicks early in the second round. But the Nigerian-New Zealander fighter's crisp boxing skills began to take over, and he landed those right hooks and hammer fist to end the fight at 4:21. Pereira had never lost to Adesanya before this fight, and had even defeated him twice in kickboxing. But Israel came back stronger and more determined than ever. And we recently got to know what fueled his inspiration, and it was none other than WrestleMania 17. Yeah, he recently posted a clip of the iconic match between The Rock and his rival, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was the moment that really lit the fire in Adesanya's heart. You see, back in the day, The Rock was facing off against his arch rival in the biggest wrestling event of the year. The Rock was down 2-0 in their previous encounters, and many doubted if he could come out on top. But in a legendary promo, The Rock declared that he would give it his all and leave everything in the ring. That moment stuck with the young fighter and inspired him to do the same in his own games. And just a few days ago, Israel posted an old hype clip for WrestleMania 17 that featured The Rock and Stone Cold. The timing couldn't be better, with WrestleMania happening again recently, and the WWE now owned by the same company as the UFC. Adesanya felt a deep connection to that iconic promo, and who knows, maybe we'll see him in the squared circle one day, giving Dwayne Johnson a run for his money. The idea of a UFC champion stepping into the world of professional wrestling isn't a new one, and he has all the makings of a future superstar in the WWE. With his amazing body, incredible fighting skills, and charismatic personality, fans say the last stylebender would be a perfect fit for the world of sports entertainment. And given the recent trend of MMA fighters making the switch to professional wrestling, it's not hard to imagine him following in the footsteps of Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar. But let's not forget that he has also shown an interest in boxing, and he's already expressed his desire to challenge some of the sport's biggest names. If he does decide to pursue a career in boxing, he could become a major force in the sport, and even potentially rival The Rock's success outside of the ring. Given his track record of overcoming obstacles, it wouldn't be surprising if he defied the odds once again and became a true legend in both sports. Fans are loving his fangirling over Dwayne, and and even started circulating clips of UFC 263, where Izzy beat Marvin Vettori in a spectacular fight. But it wasn't just the fight that made this moment so special. Prior to the fight, he had a request for the UFC officials. He wanted The Rock's theme song to be played if he won the fight, and when he did, he made sure to give a shout out to his idol, Dwayne Johnson. With the microphone in his hand, Adesanya stared into the camera and grinned. It was a moment that sent chills down the spines of everyone watching, and fans mentioned that what made this moment truly special is what it represents. In an interview after the fight, he said that he felt like the people's champ because of the connection he had with The Rock. And that's what makes this moment so inspiring. His decision to have both a walkout song and a walk-off song is also unique in the world of MMA. It's just another example of how he's not afraid to be himself and do things his own way. You see, Adesanya is not your average fighter. He's got a unique fighting style that blends martial arts with dance, and he's not afraid to show off his personality in and out of the octagon. That's why he decided to have both a walk-out song and a walk-off song. And, well, it all goes back to the Rock moment that left a lasting impression on him. He said that he realized then and there that he didn't have to fit into a certain mold to be successful, and that he could be himself and still be a champ. Fast forward to today, and he's taken that lesson to heart. He's not afraid to dance his way to the octagon or choose a walk-off song that represents who he is, and fans love him for it. In fact, you can tell he even used his inspiration to brush up on his mic skills. Dwayne Johnson is known for his amazing mic skills, and Israel Adesanya was certainly impressed. After his win against Alex Pereira, he showed the world that he could not only fight, but also talk the talk. His mic skills were on point, and he gave an inspiring speech after his win. He told everyone that if you want to achieve greatness, you have to get back up every time you are knocked down. It sounded familiar, and then the fans realized. He took inspiration from The Rock's catchphrase, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking." And just like The Rock, Adesanya delivered a powerful message. This matters, because mic skills have seriously impacted both of these beasts' careers. In fact, people said the 33-year-old fighter put Dwayne Johnson to shame, and that's saying something, considering The Rock is known for his amazing promos and interviews. He knows how to deliver a punchline and build amazing conversations, but Israel has proved that he is just as good, if not better. He proved that it's not just about fighting, it's about building a persona and connecting with the audience. And that's all for what inspired UFC fighter Israel Adesanya.